Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to round number 10 of the 2023 NSCA Cup Series season. I'm once again joined by Cody Goforth as we get set for the Hard Rock Vodka 400 at Homestead-Miami Speedway. Cody, thank you once again for joining me on this journey of the 2023 season. So far, lots of action, branching storylines, and unfortunately, as a result of last time out at uh, uh, Pensacola, one thing we did not want to see this season, driver injury as a result of a wreck early in the race. Theodore Cox, unfortunately, after a hellacious hit impacting the 95 of Fred McRiley, has injured one of his legs, and he will be sitting out for the next few weeks. Of course, Cody, like I said, not one of those things we wanted to see.
Not at all. We never want to see drivers get injured. But that's going to bring up a big question in this off season. How to make these cars safer. That's going to be a big question anyone's going to be asking is how to make these cars safer.
Yep, and of course he will be. His car is, of course, still going to be on track as that is a full-time entry. And Bishop Family Racing, of course, brought in former Cup Series driver Jason Williams, who previously only has one season of experience in the Cup Series, driving that number 2 for Team Penske in his only season. Was dropped from Team Penske, unfortunately, after that only 1 year due to lack of results. And of course, Ryan Vaughn, of course, was in that car and still is, flanking either side of Williams this time in that car. So, well, we'll have to see how Jason Williams does after a few seasons out of that car and whatnot in the Cup Series. So, we'll keep an eye on that. But other than that, as we get set to go racing here, it is Ray Takita on a surprising pole position. Sean English will line up alongside her. Willard and Dobbs in row number 2. Then you have Blade Runner, Vaughn, Merzak, Plaxco, Lamas, Montoya, McGranger, Foxon, Keshiel, Richards, and the aforementioned Jason Williams rounding out that top 15. So, now of course, Cody, tell us about this track as we get set to go racing here.
Will do. Homestead-Miami is a 1.5 mile high speed oval. The turns are banked progressively to 18, 19, and sometimes even 20 degrees. Straights are banked 3 degrees, so it's not as sharp of a banking, but it's still some banking. The outside is very key here. As seen earlier in practice, we saw cars running the very outside, run next to the wall. There's a dirt track driver's dream. This is going to be interesting to watch.
Of course, got to keep out of the wall to stay fast, so we'll keep an eye on that as the race progresses. So we get set to go racing here at this mile-and-a-half oval. Of course, a traditional oval and not a tri-oval or a quad oval. So definitely one of the more unique circuits here on this, circuit.
Here on the schedule.
Yeah, thank you.
Here we go. Pace car makes a hard left-hand turn onto pit road. Fields coming to the green flag. Green flag saying we're racing again. We are racing here in Homestead-Miami. Great start for the inside line. He's gonna clear by 3, 4, maybe 5 car lengths as they head off into turns 1 and 2. Bomb's gonna start being really quick here at the beginning part of the run, but if we get a long run going, look out for that top side.
Yeah, Takeda got a great jump and will more than likely easily lead lap 1, but here comes Sean English. Takeda goes up the block, and now here comes, looks like Blade Runner trying to look to the inside of Willard as they come across the stripe to complete lap number 1. Now to the inside, here comes Sean English.
We saw English off of turn 4, use that outside run to his advantage. Did not make the pass, but you can see just the amount of momentum you can carry through the middle and the entrance to the corners, like right here.
Yeah, and Robert Dobbs, ooh, Dobbs in the wall. Ooh. That's going to allow Vaughn to get to his inside as they come off the corner. And Vaughn straight to the bottom with that run on the high side. 3 wide, a little bit further back in the top 10 here. as it's 3 Pontiacs side by side as they run off of turn 2. Blade Runner able to clear his team owner as they run down the back straightaway.
That is not what the number 30, or it was a 77 that hit the wall, right? I couldn't remember.
38. Oh, contact between Merzlik and the 99 of Montoya. Montoya able to keep it out of the wall, but he got slideways.
What a save by Montoya. That is what we call dirt tracking it right next to the wall.
Yep.
The field is just constantly 3 wide, side by side, and we have a change for the race lead.
Yep. English, rather, able to keep the lead, but here comes Takeda now. She's going to rip that outside lane, and she's going to power by the 6 on that outside, and she will easily retake the lead as they come across the stripe to complete lap 3, or excuse me, lap 4.
That was the highest we've seen anyone all day. That was impressive to see them keep it off the wall right there.
And the battle's not over. Here comes Willard now side by side with English for second as they come down the back straightaway and in turn 3 once again.
Who's going to get the momentum? Looks like the bottom got the momentum, but then had to lift middle of the corner. That's going to allow the outside to get the momentum and just work together to jot it clear.
Yep, and something I want to point out here, Axiom Racing Union, they've not had the luck all season long. They've been really towards the back of the field really all season long, and now here's Tia leading, and Plaxico's now battling English side by side for third as we are still early on in this race. 107 laps scheduled for the distance. It's going to be interesting to see how Axiom Racing Union fares, considering maybe an upgrade, perhaps? Even though this is Formula 1 and you really shouldn't be able to upgrade cars like that, but still.
Maybe they just had this set up down for Homestead-Miami, and they just know what to. Maybe the drivers have a perfect setup. Maybe they tuned it earlier tonight.
Of course, the next race is the All-Star race, and speaking of Takeda, she's already locked in by virtue of having been a previous winner of the event. So maybe some motivation kicking these guys in the ass, getting them going here, as now Axiom Racing is a 1-3 with Willard, the Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet, in between them.
Sorry, Zine.
No worries. Ooh, Vaughn making a very ballsy move around Merzlik further back in the field. He's able to clear Merzlik despite Merzlik not necessarily trying to put the 2 in the wall, but he came pretty close to doing so.
He came very close to putting him in the wall. That was very, very tight. They are side by side for second.
Make that an Axiom Racing Union 1-2. Joshua Michaels got out at the 04 as now they're side by side for the lead. Plaxico drives away.
They were 3 wide for a split second off turn 4. That was awesome. That is the type of racing you can't expect from this beautiful mile and a half.
I can already picture Joshua Michaels grinning ear to ear. Of course, he used to own that team back when it was Rage Racing several years ago. And then, of course, Axiom Logistics bought out that team and whatnot. Joshua Michaels stayed on as an advisor, as a driver. He stepped away from driving that 04. Plaxico is brought on. Now here comes Dobbs with a strong run out of that corner. He ran the top side, get around Takeda's. Now we see Takeda starting to drop back here. She's already down to 4th in the span of a lap.
Very difficult to hold your position once one person passes you.
Oh, Takeda in the wall! Montoya and Takeda both in the wall. Vaughn's in the wall.
Montoya's going to take the race lead on the wall.
And Montoya, in fact, does take that lead, of course. Riles Corporate Racing returning to this Cup Series garage after a few years' absence. Of course, as I mentioned previously, that team is nowadays Red Bull Racing. And what is now technically Riles Corporate Racing is what Spencer Racing was last year. So technically, Red Bull Racing competing against, or rather, Riley Corporate Racing competing against themselves in a way, as I've mentioned in previous races.
Very true. But look at that 99. Look at that gap that they have put already. Cars going right up next to the wall, actually hitting the wall.
Yep, Plaxico really drove it to the left to try and get off the wall, and Calvin Richards was already there. They were briefly 3 wide for that lead, and I think Richards is going to get it here. He will.
Gr- Great move. Something happened. Something happened to that 04 because they just lost all momentum. But here comes the momentum again with the 04.
Yep, and don't look too far back, but here comes English now. He's going to be side by side with Richards as they rocket down the front straight. In fact, he's going to take third away very convincingly as they come across the stripe. Blade Runner rounds out the top 5. Dobbs, 6th. Teammates, meanwhile, battle for 6th and 7th. That is Cody Lomas and Mikey Willard. And the Kita's fallen back all the way to 8th. And, well, the 15 of Jason Williams, I did mention that we would keep an eye on him. He has worked his way into the top 10, so doing a decent job in that number 15 as a super sub for Theodore Cox. So, doing pretty good having that prior experience in the Cup Series, although this is his first race in the new next-gen car.
Definitely so. As we see side by side, the Ford's trying to make a move. The 15 goes up to block. We were about to be 4 wide for a second. That nearly got bad.
Yep. 99 Montoya continues to lead, but his lead isn't as huge as Plaxico and English are side by side. Looks like Plaxico's going to try and take the spot as she now goes side by side briefly with Montoya. But here comes English with that momentum on the high side as they dive down in turn 3.
I have noticed a lot of the leaders run about a lane and a half off on the entry and don't carry as much momentum because the 04 is holding her own down there.
Yep. Pontiac versus Ford for the top 4 positions right now. All of them from different teams as well.
Cody Lama's got sideways on the exit of turn 2 there. Nearly hit the wall, but good save.
Yep. Ooh, and for the lead, here comes English. Oh, but he's in the wall. That's going to slow him up just a little bit. 3 wide for a second now, as English still could not get off the wall.
That is not how you make the pass for the lead.
Yep. He tried, he failed, and that's allowed Lamas to gain 1, maybe even 2 positions here as they rocket down the back straightaway.
And that is also how you make your fab shop mad at you for damaging up a beautiful race car. Cody Lamas with a huge head of steam down onto the front straightaway, but Lamas has nowhere to go.
Yep, that was an expert block by Montoya in the 99 car to keep Lamas behind him on the top line. Lamas running about maybe a quarter, maybe half a car width lowered in turns 1 and 2. And now he's going to try and look for the lead here as they rocket down into turn 3. Ooh, Lamas running a lower line here.
He's going to try to carry the momentum on the exit. And I don't know how well that's going to work as we see Montoya pulling away. And the rest of the field, the top 3 are single file, and then the rest of the field are side by side by side.
There is a little bit of separation further on back, but that's the tail end of the field. It is a battle for the lead here. Here comes Takita after regaining momentum on the high side. Lava's going to come up to block and halt that momentum. They're 3 wide further back towards the tail end of the top 10 here. That's Richards to the inside of, looks like, Hunter Kiro and Mike Willard. Richards with actually a good run on that bottom lane there. That's not something you usually see as of late here at Homestead.
Very true. Because we don't see a lot of bottom lane passes. Cody Lamas got a huge head of steam. That silver car just had to hit the brakes, nearly wrecked right there.
Yep.
The O2 making the high line work about half lane higher than Montoya is.
But Lamas is
But
making that low lane work even better. They're side by side with the lead as we are on lap 23 of 107.
Cody Lamas looks to be really strong down low in 1 and 2, but 3 and 4 is where the outside advantage comes in. Look at all the runs people are getting back there.
Plaxco just ate Steven Ruzek for breakfast there. Now she's going to dive on low into turns 1 and 2 here.
Gonna get side by side with Cody Lamas as the top 3 are single filed out again, trying to pull away.
Yep.
But
Now,
Cody Lamas big and it's the big block. That was dangerous.
man, that was a ballsy block there by English, but it worked out for him. He was able to hold on to third place as Cody Lamas had to basically throw all the anchors and then some to keep from running over that 6 car.
Lamas had to slam on the brakes to keep him in that 6, and he's gonna try. Now the 6 is gonna do the same thing. Here goes Montoya. Is Montoya gonna get up the block? Yes, she will. He. Tired, alright? Hush. I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning.
Okay, that's fair.
And I slept like an hour last night.
Oof.
Whoa, the 6 nearly threw a block on the 2. Here comes the 2 trying to make a run. Cody Lamas trying to make a run. Is Montoya gonna get up the block?
Ooh, just barely. But Lamas isn't going to let that momentum just die out. He's diving to the inside, and we know how strong Lamas is on the inside in 1 and 2. Here he comes. Will he make the move here?
Montoya is able to hold him. Lama's gonna have to tuck in line, try to find a way to go to the top, because you know that 99 of Montoya is not gonna let you have the top, and Lama's not even gonna have the top here.
Here comes Calvin Richards. Richards in the wall. But it's not going to arrest his momentum. They're side by side for the lead down the front straightaway. Richards is going to lead the lap as they come across the stripe to complete lap 27.
He just did a video game move to get the race lead. Can he hold it?
Well, evidently not. Montoya able to keep the momentum on the bottom lane, but did not get in front of the 83. The 83 is going to clear the 99 here as they come off turn 4.
What a run by Richards right there. Clears. And Cody Lamas starts to fall back once again.
Yep.
All that work put in by Lamas, and it's going to be all for naught.
At least for now, but Cody Lamas is as masterful at strategy as, say, like the likes of Fernando Alonso. So, perhaps he's just trying to save his stuff for now, and we'll try and fight back later. So now we take a look further back in the field. Brett Kenningberg side by side there with Jason Williams as we see Roberto Crown Jr. right behind the 82 as well.
Roberto Crown Jr. not having the day he wanted to have.
Yeah, meanwhile, right behind them, it was right behind them, but then, of course, the outside line. There was the 57 battling the 22, but that battle is over. And now we see Ricky Foxon now trying to look to the inside of the 22 while it looks at it through 1 and 2, while it looks like Jensen Nomina was right behind her there. And here comes Hancock to the outside of Nomina now.
Nomina not at all how Nomina wanted their race to go, but just part of the game here. One Sunday you could be dominating races and winning them. The next you could be in the back half of the pack.
Or in the case of Brandon Hancock, both, as we found out a few weeks ago at Richmond.
Very true, but that is also Richmond, so.
Yep.
But I think as the tires start to wear, I think the bottom might start getting a little bit stronger, but I don't think it's going to be enough to combat the outside.
Yeah, agreed. As we see the 84 make a move around the 59 of Maddox, and now is looking to the inside of Hancock through 3 and 4. That's there in Arnstruff.
Seems like a lot of people was making their moves in 3 and 4.
Yeah, doesn't look like it's a good day for Krago Autosport just in general. You got Krago back here as well as Heflin as well, so definitely stark contrast as we saw at Pocono, considering all three cars were in the top 10 by race end. And of course, at the tail end of the field, you have the 29 and the 5. Although a couple cars actually well off the pace. You have Lana Kiro, who has lost the field, as has RJ Bishop. So I wonder if they've had some sort of issue or something, because they're well off the pace of everybody else. As we see Calvin Richards continue to lead as we cycle back to the front with the 23 of Alana Keshiel right behind him.
Very true. Strange to see those cars so far off pace, but now the leader is clear. And now we have a battle for second, Bruin, possibly 3 wide for second. I don't know if the 04 is going to make that move. No, he's not. And now the field just packs back together. At least this front pack just packs together in 3 and 4 because the checkups, stack ups are real here.
Yep. And of course, while Alana Kiro might be faltering at the tail end of the field, at least in the running order, her teammates, one of them being their team owner, are up here in the top 5. Merzlak and Blade Runner up there as we see Alana Keshiel make a ballsy move to the outside, slap the wall, and still take the lead and will lead the lap.
That was more than level tap. That was a slam into the wall. You might want to be worried about damage if you're the 23.
I don't know how the hell she was able to keep that momentum.
I don't think she ever lifted.
Well, to be fair, it was corner exit, and that's not where you lift. Now here comes Richards back to take the lead once again. Whereas like trying to get around 23, but 23 throws the block. Meanwhile, Robert Dobbs makes a power move on the bottom, still side by side with Alana Keshiel as they head into turn 3.
Everybody's starting to stack up because it looks like the Ford's trying to start getting greedy. But it's a bit too early to get greedy.
He was trying to make the same move people have made on him multiple times this race already, but just could not quite pull it off by the looks of things.
And not find the run.
Or just not willing to risk his own equipment for it, which, honestly, respectable. So we see Alana Keshiel again in the wall.
That's a lot more that time.
Yeah, she's not even going to lead the lap this time. Richard still will lead. That is way too much. Oh, I think I see someone with smoke. Yeah, someone further back.
Whoa.
Oh, and it's the 33, or no, it's the 82 Kenningsburg. Kenningsburg engine has been lost in the middle of the field.
And it looks like it slowed up a bunch of people as the 4.
Yeah, Merzlak is going to take advantage and lead. It's going to be interesting to see if there's any fluids on the track, because that happened right in the middle of 1 and 2, or as they were entering the corner at least.
That was a weird place to blow up.
Yeah.
But I think Kenningsburg got down to the bottom of the track before it let go, so I don't think there would be any fluid on the racing surface.
Well, drivers are reporting there are fluids on the surface. Officials are still taking a look at it. Oh, caution is actually officially out. Oh,
because we had a wreck.
Yeah, different reason. Looks like Heflin's involved, Maddox is involved. Can't tell if RJ Bishop was involved, but he was quite a ways back as well. As Kenningsburg was able to make it back to pit road. As the field now waiting for the pace car to catch up here.
That was the back half of the field that caused that yellow. Gonna be interesting to see what caused this.
Yep, as we now take a look here, we rewind. And
Oh, it's
oh,
in front.
yeah, it looks like Goforth and Maddox were side by side, and just that, yeah,
Looks like Maddox may have pinched Goforth into the wall there.
either that or tried to throw a late block on Goforth's run and just mistimed it, unlike so many people before him.
I mean, they're battling for 27th.
Yeah,
There's no reason for that to be thrown there.
yeah, and RJ Bishop, thankfully, not plowing into anybody, unlike his teammate last week. As we see the field on pit road. And it looks like some drivers weren't able to pit because, well, they would have been penalized for coming down pit road.
So this changes a lot of stuff. This is going to make things interesting.
Yeah, let's actually double check that though, because obviously, because the pace car was very slow in catching the field. I mean, these guys are all running 33 miles an hour, while the pace car is still only running 55 for some strange reason.
Some cars are down low.
Yeah, because they're all trying to reach pit road, but yeah, and it doesn't look like some of them actually managed to beat the pace, or some of them beat the pace car to pit road. But yeah, as we see now, these guys are going to be coming down pit road because they weren't able to, because they were for sure going to get penalized.
That's going to cost them, I think. Them not being able to pit there.
Yep.
That's a weird situation to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely putting that on the pace car for just not at all catching up to the field in
That
time,
was
and any of
who's, who,
any
who,
of the drivers that weren't able to come down the first time around have a right to be fully enraged by that.
who's driving that pace car tonight? Do you know?
We will check back with you on that one, as I am unsure myself. Gonna get our statisticians on that.
Heartbreaker for a lot of those guys that are just now coming off pit road.
Yep.
They were not able to pit that last time by. Now they're gonna be trapped in the back of the pack behind the cars that are involved in the wreck.
Yep. And it was a valve spring issue involving the 82 machine there. So unfortunate way to end for Brett Kenningberg's day. As we're going to go ahead and accelerate here to where the field will get ready to go racing once again. So it will be Plaxco, English, Lamas, Montoya, Hunter Kiro, Cole Dillon, Vaughn, Nomina, Crown Jr., and it looks like Williams, the top 10 as they come across this stripe to restart on lap 46.
That even start by the top three. They had actually pulled away from Montoya in the early stages of this restart.
But here comes Montoya on that outside lane with a push from Hunter Kiro as we see these top three now come down pit road. Must be a black flag for pulling up to pit because they did pit ahead of the pace car. So now Montoya is going to be the leader. Hunter Kiro second, Dillon third, side by side for fourth are Vaughn and Crown Jr. And now make that side by side for fifth with Crown Jr. and Nomina.
That too with a massive run, massive head of steam off turn 4, gonna clear his way into P3, maybe looking for P2 this lap.
Yep, as Montoya once again pulls away. Of course, we know the 99 car is strong. He did lead a good chunk of the opening segment of laps here.
I think the 99's a good short run car, but ultimately Montoya falls off when it comes to the long runs.
Perhaps, but they did just get an opportunity to make adjustments to that car, so we'll see how that pans out. Nomana now up to third, right behind Hunter Kiro. And Jason Williams now back in the top 10. Probably also with a short run car, but definitely doing pretty good for his first race in a next gen car and as a sub for Theodore Cox.
He's actually into top 5 now.
He's battling to get into it as he's side by side with Cole Dillon for that 5th position. To run down the back straightaway for the 50th time today.
These laps have been flying by. You can just see the momentum change in the bottom compared to the top.
Yep.
3 wide for a split second.
Yep. And still 3 wide as they run through 1 and 2. That's Krigo on the bottom. Power move by the 62 car around the 84 and the 81. And the 37.
Craigo just threw a slide job in there and made it stick.
Yep. One driver I do want to talk about that I have noticed is in the top 10, Brajan Stojanovic. He hasn't had a great season so far. Of course, he's not necessarily running for one of the best teams in the series at the moment. Driving the number 90 car, replacement for Eugene DeMax at RTD Motorsports. And he's doing pretty good now here in this middle section. I know the run is still early on, but he's in the top 10 now, and he hasn't fallen back, so doing pretty good. As we see now Jason Williams try and pass his former car for 3rd place here on around the outside for off of turn number 2. Maybe a bit of a catharsis by proxy here.
Maybe so, maybe so.
Although Vaughn did have a strong run on that inside lane, actually able to pull away from that 15 a little bit, but the momentum from the outside lane off the corner. As we see Vaughn now side by side with Kiro, ahead of Kiro, and just a bit side by side with the 99. Maybe you're right. Maybe that inside line is coming in a bit stronger now as the laps continue ticking down.
I mean, when more and more cars start putting rubber down on the bottom, there's obviously going to be a little bit more grip. But still, the outside's going to have the most grip of any other track.
As we see Kiro and Montoya pulling away as an example of that.
See, normally, if this were any other racetrack, you would want to be down low. You want to be right down that white line.
Yeah,
Here, you don't want to be close to that white line.
Yep. As Vaughn now makes a power move around Kiro, and here comes Williams as well to follow the suit. Kiro now falls back to 4th in the length of a straightaway, although he's coming back on that inside lane now to fight that 15 for 3rd position.
I think Williams lifted middle of the corner there, might have gotten tight, didn't want to hit the wall there.
Yeah, further back in the field you are, the worse that dirty air is. Of course, one of the things involving the next gen is trying to mitigate the effects of that dirty air as possible. That's why they have the stepped splitter at the front end as opposed to like the Valence or even earlier the regular splitter that they had on the next gen cars. Or not the next gen cars, the Generation 5 car previously.
And the 15 has driven his way to 2nd. He's in the wall, but he's going to take the race lead.
Still in the wall as they come off the corner, and Jason Williams, super sub driver, leads his first lap in 4 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 years.
That's impressive.
Yep. But here comes Vaughn. Vaughn, however, I think may have left in the middle of the corner there. Here comes Montoya now back on the outside as well. Hancock now is going to take third, and here comes Stojanovic.
Stojanovic has been quiet all day long.
All season long, let's be honest here.
It's interesting to see with this type of racing, what teams end up driving the way to the front, which ones end up dropping to the back.
Yeah. And it's not like it's the same teams over and over and over again, especially like what it was for the past few generations of race car. We've been seeing a bit more parity in the field as we see 3 cars side by side by side, 3 wide for third. Ever so briefly, Hunter Kiro drops back a little bit without the momentum from the higher lanes. So see Hancock now maybe going for second? Yeah, he's going to go for second.
He's going to get it. Montoya drops back to third. This is probably tied for the lowest or the lowest that Montoya has been all race long, but Montoya says not today. Montoya's going to drive to the bottom of the racetrack at 1 and 2.
And he was side by side with the 15 off the corner. They're still side by side as they run into turn 3. 3 wide for third. Make that 3 wide for fourth.
7th? No, that'd be like 7th. It wouldn't have been 4th.
Well, now they're with 3 wide for like 7th. Hancock to second. Oh, but now here comes Hancock to the lead. Scrapes the wall. Still in the wall. Momentum not arrested. Oh, momentum was arrested.
Montoya and the 15 making it around the 3. The 15's going to clear off turn 2.
Yep. The momentum was there, but it stalled out with one final hit coming off the corner, unfortunately. Oh, here comes Stojanovic, though. He's going to try a run on the outside. And it looks like same thing happened to Hancock the lap previous, happened in the 90. Was able to get side by side, was able to have a nose ahead, but... Oh, but he just drives it in deep in turn 1, and it sticks.
He said, I'm going to lick the stamp and send it to the race lead.
The Serbian now out in front ahead of Super Sub and the rest of the field.
Super Sub and the rest of the field. I like that. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. That was completely unintentional.
It's not like I haven't burped on live national television myself.
It's just good pizza I'm having right now, y'all.
As now we see Hancock once again trying to pass the 15, able to keep it off the wall this time, and he will keep that momentum going. Here comes Vaughn now around the outside of the 15 as well. Now Montoya and Williams are side by side.
Williams needs to find a gap and slot into it ASAP. As Williams gonna slot into that gap that was there for a split second.
Not able to do it.
He wanted to, was not able to do it.
Yep.
Now the outside's got to start to form a run.
Also, quietly all caught up in this battle is the 81 of Erica Reinhardt. Of course, she had that strong run back at Atlanta. Been upper mid-pack most of the season. But she's been quietly working her way up since the restart. She's been in the top 10 for a good... since the drop of the green flag, basically. And now she's 4th car on that outside line. She's in a good spot to go up there and challenge for the race lead. Maybe even the race win if this continues on. As we're now at 40 laps to go.
40 laps to go. Can Reinhardt do what she's been trying to do for the last few weeks?
Well, she's going to have to get through a fellow rookie and several seasoned veterans as we see Hancock get into the outside wall hard. That's going to slow him up as well as the rest of the outside lane. He's able to get off the wall. Almost gets into Reinhardt. Reinhardt now going to challenge for third on Vaughn. Not able to do it, having her momentum briefly interrupted by the three. Vaughn is able to take third and now is going to challenge for second as they come down the back straightaway. As we are on the very nice lap.
Nice move by Reinhardt right there. She's going to set herself right up on the outside. You see what the outside momentum could do. Nearly contact.
That was a Logano block and a half by Montoya. Of course, not the first time we've seen him, or let alone any other driver really, set up or make a block like that. And thankfully able to keep it going and not cause a wreck or a caution with that. So see, basically most of the top 30 all still strung out together here.
You got lucky that Reinhardt did not want to cause a wreck there. Reinhardt lifted, allowing Montoya in line, and Montoya hits the wall.
Yep. And now Reinhardt...
How many laps in a row now is that for that Reinhardt's had to do the exact same move?
Like 3 or 4.
But Montoya just sails it in there. He's gonna clear using the outside. And now Montoya's gonna try to carry the momentum, push the leader out in front. Actually gonna get right to the back bumper. I don't think Montoya's gonna make the move. No, they are not.
Vaughn able to jump back to that outside lane up in front of Reinhardt for third place. They are currently side by side for fourth. Make that third as Williams able to drive it deep. And once again, battling the ride he was in back in 2019.
Do you maybe see what do you think is going on inside that helmet right now of the 15?
Honestly, if I was Williams, I would not be focused on that too. I'd just be focused on trying to do the best I can, knowing that my time in that 15 is only temporary for this, as Theodore Cox is working and doing everything he can to get back in that car later this season.
Very true. The 15's having a really stellar run right now. But just cannot get the bottom line to work.
Yep. As we see Montoya now jump in front of Reinhardt once again. Just looks like Reinhardt's car just not as strong on the top side as, well, literally everybody else's and whatnot.
Which is not good for the cars behind Reinhardt.
Yeah. They are 3 wide, 2 rows deep. As we see Vaughn, looks like he's trying to make a crossover move on the 90 as they come off the corner. They are side by side for the lead. Stojanovic will still lead the lap. Here comes Reinhardt now to the inside of Montoya as they run through 1 and 2.
I thought I was about to see Reinhardt send it 3 wide in there. Reinhardt thought better of it, did not do it.
Reinhardt able to fall back in line ahead of Williams as they head into 3 and 4. Reinhardt's going to try to make a move on Vaughn now. Around the outside for third. She's going to clear the 2 as they come down the front straightaway. So now it is Stojanovic, Williams, Reinhardt the top 3. But here comes Vaughn back to the inside. Just so strong as now he has a teammate behind him to help. That is Ian Wallace in the 12 right behind the 2.
But how long does Ian push Vaughn out there?
We all know how hungry Ian Wallace is, former V8 Supercars champion, and won a race last year in his rookie season. He's able to push Vaughn up to at least second across the line. How far can they take that Penske train to the front?
Wallace has not had the most amazing season. The former V8 Supercar champ, just trying to turn the season around.
It looked to me Stojanovic was trying to play both lanes there, but couldn't quite commit to that bottom lane because he knew the top lane was going to have that momentum just carry over.
Looks like in 1 and 2, the bottom is starting to come together a lot better. However,
Yeah,
you just cannot hold it down there on the exit of 3 and 4. Vaughn's gonna send it in deep, but it's not gonna work out.
yeah. It momentum for the 90 just was too great for the two to cover, as we see the 60 get to the inside of the 12, and that slowed up the 12 even more so than maybe Vaughn would have hoped, and that possibly may have broke up their momentum even more so. Once again, it is Stojanovic, Montoya, and Reinhardt, the top three as they come down the back straightaway. And I did see a lap car up ahead that they are approaching. That's the 24 of Mikey Willard. Of course, he had to make a pit stop the second go around under that caution earlier due to the positioning of the pace car. And we were not told the driver of the pace car, unfortunately.
Ah, dang. And Erica Reinhardt trying to run the outside, trying to push that 99, but that 2 is still just quietly there.
But here comes Montoya with a power move back to the outside. Move the Royals Corvette Racing. Oh, wait, never mind. Here comes Erica Reinhardt to the inside. So Montoya might have hit the wall coming off the corner, and that stopped all his momentum.
Montoya was all on that wall. Did not get off the wall. So now Reinhardt has a chance to get to the race lead for the first time this race.
Folks, if you can hear the stands louder than the cars, you'll know the reason why. Assuming Erica can get to the lead here, Stojanovic still blocking that 81, but here comes Vaughn now to the inside with a push from Cole Dillon in the 60 on the inside, and here comes Jensen Nomina on the inside, sending it 3 wide.
Drivers think this is go time. I don't think we're done wrecking yet, to be honest. I mean, we wrecked for 27th not long ago, and the way they're racing, we're gonna have a wreck for second.
Montoya sends it on the outside once again. Here comes Reinhardt. Now in front of Vaughn. Can Vaughn push the 81 to the lead as they go through 1 and 2 this time? We'll find out.
Reinhardt's been one of the worst on the bottom, it seems like, all race long. Vaughn's been one of the best. This should be interesting to see how much that dirty air affects, or how much clean air helps.
While Montoya is still side by side with the 81, almost dead even as they go through 3. Here comes Montoya to the inside. He's in the wall again.
Oh! Reinhardt's gonna make it 3 wide for the race lead.
And here comes Williams.
Williams come back into the fight. Can Williams make it happen as a super sub?
Here comes Reinhardt side by side as they come off of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway for the 84th time today.
Reinhardt with a big head of steam. It's gonna be 3 wide. Vaughn's just gonna send it in there, not a care in the world, but look at the outside line.
And look at what that did to the momentum of the inside lane. Both Vaughn and Reinhardt lost so much ground. There's a new top 4. Stojanovic still the leader, but here comes Montoya to the inside of Williams for second as Hunter Kiro is now in 4th place. And now side by side, once again, there goes the 99 and the 90 as they come down the back straightaway today. Or tonight, I should say.
Side by side down the back straightaway, the entire top 4 battling it out, but here comes the outside line, getting a massive run with Vaughn.
And now Kiro looks to the inside of Montoya as they battle for 3rd back there, make that 4th as here comes Vaughn side by side with Kiro. Meanwhile, it's Stojanovic and Williams pulling away.
All they gotta do is just ride it out for another 80-something laps. They can do it.
Meanwhile,
So
they get ever so closer to Mikey Willard. It's going to be interesting. Oh, there was contact further back.
Montoya and Vaughn.
Looks like Vaughn had enough of Montoya constantly hitting the wall and interrupting the momentum of the outside lane. Montoya falls and loses 6, 7, 8 positions as they run off turn number 2. Here comes Vaughn with a head of steam back to the back bumper of the 15.
Is the 15 gonna make a move? Where's the first move gonna come? Nearly contact right there. The 15 got a massive run. Everybody clears Vaughn with the run move to the inside.
Ian Wallace tried to get to Vaughn to try and help his teammate, but unfortunately that just was scraping the wall a bit too much. That momentum was lost, but here comes Vaughn anyway. He's going to be potentially side by side with the 90. Not able to quite get there. He's going to be side by side with the 15 as they head into turn 3 once again. Now with the push from Kiro, can he keep the momentum on the inside lane up? Not necessarily. Now teammates side by side. Here comes Kiro to the inside, making it 3 wide for third.
3 wide for third. Now fourth. Now they get back to single file.
Now here comes Williams to the inside of Stojanovic as they head down through 1 and 2 and onto the back straightaway. Ian Wallace pushing the 90 on the outside lane.
The 15 trying to make anything happen.
Ian Wallace to the outside. Here comes the 12 as they run side by side for the lead. Stojanovic still going to lead the lap as the 12 was still in the wall a little bit too much off the corner exit. But Stojanovic still on the inside lane. Here comes Ian Wallace to the lead off of turn number 2.
And they are closing on that lapper in the 24.
Stojanovic trying to get back in front of the 60 of Cole Dillon. He will. Here comes Williams to the inside for the third. Also,
Williams
Go ahead.
I was going to say Williams in a bunch of cars, but that did not work out well. Because Williams fell back. Wallace lost a little bit of ground.
Also, where the fuck did Jacob Crago and Ilana Kiro come from? Where did Cody Hayner come from? These guys these guys were further back in the field. Ian Wallace pulling away as Stojanovic now battling desperately, trying to stay in second place here. As they rocket off turn number 4. They might catch Willard here this time by.
It will be this time by, it looks like. Sorry.
Which way does Willard go? Does he hold up the leader?
Yes, he does.
Ever so slightly, but Wallace running slightly higher lane than everybody else. That's going to allow him to keep the momentum. He looks to the inside of Willard here. But that's going to allow Stojanovic the chance to take the lead through 1 and 2.
I'm exhausted. I might go lay down. I'm sorry.
All good. Here comes Stojanovic now to the outside with help from Willard and Crago. Stojanovic to the lead.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for letting me commentate for as long as I could. I'm tired. It's been a long day. Jacob, thank you again.
All good. I'll make sure to have this be a good send-off. Thank you for joining me, Cody, as Stojanovic and Crago clear Willard. Entering turn 3. And now here comes Ilana Kiro trying to find a way around Willard and around the outside. That's not going to work. They are 3 wide for what it was technically third for a moment there. Side by side for the lead now. Here comes Crago to the inside of Stojanovic. Willard still causing havoc for a majority of the leaders, as he will not give up that outside lane. And now here comes Willard with a run on Crago. Crago trying to get to the inside of Stojanovic as they come off the final corner. Or not the final corner, turn 2, sorry. Crago with the advantage as they run into turn 3. The leaders both pulling away as they dive off and send it into turn 3. Hayner will try and take third away from Ian Wallace as they come across the stripe, and will actually be third, scored at the line. At the start of the race, it was Axiom Racing Union in a 1-3. Now it is RTD Motorsports in a 1-3. Hayner to the outside. Keeps it off the wall. Will he get the momentum to get around Crago for second? Can't quite get there. To the outside now. Hayner around Crago for second. Will Hayner go for the win, or will he allow Stojanovic to take victory? Stojanovic, the rookie. Hayner, the experienced driver. See Lanakiro send it around the 24. Here comes Lanakiro. Side by side for third of the Crago. Crago not giving it up on the inside lane. Less than 10 laps remaining in this race. The 7 clear the 62 for third place. As the caution is out. What? Oh, big wreck. Oh, one car upside down. That is a 57 of Granger. We're going to have to go back and see what happened there, as it will be a few laps to go. Looks like the 8 is involved. Oh, the 37 of Crown Jr., not how he wanted his day to end. 7 of Merzlak involved. As once again, the pace car, for some reason, just refusing to drive quickly. So we're going to go ahead and take a look back at what happened here. It all started in the middle of 3 and 4. Looks like with the 8. Oh! Looks like it was a carbon copy of the crash between Goforth and 59 earlier, as just the 8 didn't look like Reinhardt was necessarily trying to block the 33. Just Reinhardt looks like she was sliding up, and the 33 just happened to be there. Unfortunately, Fedor Keen gets pinched in the wall. Reinhardt involved, and the 59 of Maddox once again involved in another wreck. And, oh, another hard impact there. It's hard to tell if Keen had just no steering after contact with the wall there, and just came down, unfortunately, into the path of the 57. Hard impact there. Crown Jr. Oh, looks like Crown Jr. just lost control coming off the corner, trying to keep it off the 59. Unfortunately, he had nowhere to go. Heavy contact into the driver's side door there. 7. Hopefully, McGranger is all right after that. And ooh, Takeda, very, very close impact, or very close to hitting the 81. Thankfully, doesn't. As ooh, and another heavy contact between the 57 and the both the 8 and the 4. Ooh, man, and that's what set McGranger up and over. Man, just heavy contact for McGranger on both sides of his car. Oh, that another hellacious hit. And then just one more good measure hit from the 59. Just, man, not what you want to see here. Although we are being told that Granger was able to get out of the car under his own power after all of that. Man, that was some hard hits. '48 to 6. and the 04 are going to be waved by here. Oh, wait. Why is the 48 around? What? Why are these guys down low? What the hell? Oh, and Sojanovic's coming down. Oh, why are they pitting? They should not be pitting. Why are you pitting? Let's just see apparently none of the field wants to let the 04 by. See just the front end of the fork car just completely destroyed. Maybe some of these cars are low on fuel, maybe? Yeah, Crago's on the apron, as is the 99. And we are coming to 1 to go, so... Ooh, these guys are very close on mileage. So we will have 3 laps to go when they come to take the green flag. Vaughn in the lead, Hunter Kiro in second, the 84 of Arnstruff in third. Then it will be Alana Keshiel, I should say. Jensen Nomina, the 22 of William Sparks. Then RJ Bishop, who was well off the pace earlier in the race. Then the 13 of Travis Heflin. And then the 02 Takeda back in the top 10 with Robert Dobbs rounding out the top 10. And of course, 59 Maddox in 11th. Of course, he was involved in both incidents so far this race. It's going to be interesting to see how this field compares, and Plaxco catching up with the end of the field, as is Crago and the 99 coming off the thing. So obviously fuel run not working out for them. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Drivers low on fuel. Vaughn, Kiro, Arnstruff, Keshiel, Nomina, Sparks, Bishop, Heflin, Takeda, and Dobbs. The top 10. Green flag is back out. We are underway one final time as they head to turn 3 with 3 laps to go. Oh, and I think Sparks is out of the field. That allows the top 5 to drive away. Where Sparks just had a very slow getting going here. 5-car breakaway. Vaughn starting to pull away from Kiro just a little bit. Oh, as they all hit pit road. Of the cars that don't, though, it's now Echo, Evans, Ross that leads the field. Fedor Keen second. The 0 in third. Alana Kiro in fourth. I think these guys actually pitted under the caution. Coming to the white flag. Echo, Evans, Ross leads them down to the white flag. As several drivers come off of pit road. The field calculations weren't there. through 3 and 4 for the final time. No one is going to be able to challenge Echo Evans-Ross as she gets her first career win in the NSCA Cup Series at Homestead. Evans-Ross, Keene, Kiro, Hayner, Goforth, Stojanovic, Henson Jr., Reinhardt, O'Quinn, Wallace, Montoya, Crago, Blade Runner, English, Plaxco, the top 15 in a very interesting turn of events at the end of this one. Man, I know Cody couldn't join us the entire distance here, but man, that was a topsy-turvy, odd turn of events at the end there. Well, well, as I said, the next earlier in the broadcast, the next race will be the All-Star race. If I recall correctly, it's at the Pepsi Superdome, which was, of course, the site of the Clash last year. But of course, that was last year. It was unrecorded, so But this time around, it's for the All-Star race. Excuse me. But that's until then. Anyways, until then, thank you all so much for watching, and as always, we'll catch you at the next race. So long, everybody.